Ladies and gentlemen, if you are like me, you probably just finished the Battlefield 6 campaign, and maybe you're wondering what exactly just happened. Who are Pax Armada? Where did they come from? Why are they all over the world? Who is leading them? And how does it connect to the CIA? All of those are questions that we will answer throughout this video, as something I have done throughout the history of this channel is take a video game, play through it, and then explain the ending and overall story of the game to you guys so you can better understand what exactly you just played. And lo and behold, Battlefield 6 is a pretty confusing story. Not only do you have to understand the backstory of what is going on in this geopolitical universe that Battlefield has created, but also you have to understand the intricacies between the Marines, the CIA, and Pax Armada. So without further ado, let me break it down for you and explain where the story begins. Georgia 2027, September 17th, playing as Dylan Murphy, the country, not the state, by the way.
Murphy, regional command's got an update, boss.
Too bad it's not going to me go kick those Pax Armada shitheads off our doorstep.
Pax isn't the enemy. Read your briefings.
Well, then command should find us an enemy. You backing servers isn't work for raiders?
Offensive cyber capabilities, Blake. SAP level shit. If you read as much as Martinez, you'd stop bitching about the wrong Georgia. Let's see what command's got.
So we are playing as Marines, and we are specifically on an American base in Georgia, where we have built up a whole bunch of cybersecurities. Now, in this base, we are here, but we are surrounded by Pax Armada. And something in these servers on this cybersecurity base is of extreme interest. Now, at this point, the Americans in Georgia are getting shipped out by Georgia, and Pax Armada is said to be taking over the base. Now, as you are about to get a briefing by your superiors and start to ship out of the base, this happens next. Pax Armada actually attacks the base, but if they're taking over the base anyway, what was the point of attacking it? So after defending the base, or at least attempting to, they realize it's futile. They're surrounded by Pax Armada, so they get to some high ground, and Murphy ends up giving them the plan, and we discover why Pax Armada attacked to begin with.
We can't evac the servers under that kind of fire, and we can't let Pax capture them. So we destroy those servers before they compromise NATO.
Holy shit.
We've got enough C4 to take out Site 2 and leave Pax swinging in the wind.
So if you didn't catch that, essentially what's going on here is that as the Americans were moving out of this base, they were also going to extract the servers that were being held at this cybersecurity base. However, the thing that Pax Armada wanted was whatever was on those servers. Now, we don't know what that is yet, but we will find that out. So Murphy's plan, as to not get Pax Armada's hands on the servers, is to just completely destroy them. So they blow them up.
Holy shit!
Think they'll bill me for those servers?
So they blow up the servers and they go to extract and go to escape to tell NATO what has happened on this base. But as they do, Pax doesn't let them leave. So as Murphy wakes up, he realizes that his whole squad is wounded. They are stuck, and now they have been surrounded by Pax Armada. The only thing left for them to do is hold out, try to survive, and keep faith. And that is exactly what they do. But one by one, his team ends up getting mowed down.
Martinez! Oh, fuck you!
Now, when all else seems to be lost, finally a helicopter comes in, but with his whole squad killed, he is the only one left surviving. But now he has a whole other reason to be angry at Pax Armada. Now, the world doesn't know why Pax attacked this base, but now, just a couple days after that, this ends up happening.
The Secretary General
has just been assassinated.
So in a matter of days, Pax has now attacked an American military base, then assassinated the Secretary General, and what was NATO's response? Nothing. They do absolutely nothing in return, and in response, 12 different European countries all leave NATO. So who is left to defend them? But none other than Pax Armada. The world turns to these PMCs who just turned on the world for their own defense. A really weird move, and the question is why? What caused all of this, and why is all of this happening? So the United States' response is to, number one, help defend the world, and number two, try to figure out what's going on. Well, they do so with a small group of soldiers by the name of Dagger 1-3, and that is where our story picks up in the year 2028, specifically on March 20th, 2028, playing as Gecko.
Here we are, Dagger 1-3. In 3 mics, you'll enter Gibraltar airspace. This place has been fought over for centuries. Now Pax Armada have opened that wound after NATO's kept it safe for decades. And there's no way we're letting them have it without a fight.
Now, the group of Dagger is a group of Marines who is put together by the voice you are hearing there, who is someone by the name of Mills. Now, she specifically works for the CIA and has put together her intelligence with the group of Marines to create Dagger 1-3. Now, we are moving into Gibraltar to defend the Rock against Pax Armada as they want to take it as a military vantage point. So we go in alongside the leader of Dagger Company, who goes by the name of Haz Carter. So our job is to go in by air and destroy some MG vantage points, some SAM sites, so that the other half of our attack, who is our beach invasion, can come in and do their part of the job. Now, the other part of the job is by sea. So we now have Murphy as well as another character by the name of Lopez who are going by water to assault that side of Gibraltar. And eventually they end up meeting up and figure out who is leading the Pax Armada forces onto Gibraltar and a little bit of why. And we can clearly see there's a bit of a backstory between Haz Carter and this new bad guy known as Kincaid.
Boss, 12 o'clock. Isn't that...
McIntyre.
How the fuck they get him? And where's the rest of Lancer?
No fucking way.
What are we looking at?
There. Between those pillars.
Got him.
I got the shot. Just say the word.
Negative. The amount of firepower down there, they'd carve us up and eat back up.
God damn it.
Talk to me.
McIntyre's gone. No mercy.
All right, listen up, Raiders. Securing this fob is our top priority. Let's not make it personal.
So we know that this commander known as Kincaid has, number one, just assassinated a Marine, but is here and we can track him down, stop him, and get some information out of him. However, when we end up getting to the building, it is too late. Kincaid is gone and all of the intel with him. So the only thing left to do after defending Gibraltar is to get out.
Fucker's gone!
Haz, looks like our ride is here.
So our squad of Dagger 1-3 is all together and we leave Gibraltar with now a new enemy, a new person who we have to track down, but not a lot of information as to where to go next. So the next place we were sent is Cairo, specifically Egypt. You see, Mills had an idea that back in Georgia, during that first mission, Pax Armada was going in to steal some sort of information, but didn't know what. Yet there was someone in Cairo who had information. Now at the time, there was a civil war going on there, some supporting Pax Armada and others not. Now at this time, Pax Armada was working with the government of Egypt. However, the citizens didn't really approve of that. So civil war was going on, and we go in to track down Salim. Now, as we go in with the entire squad of Dagger 13, we end up finding out a little bit more about how Haz actually knows Kincaid.
About Kincaid. What's the deal? It looked like you'd seen a ghost.
You heard of Farouk al-Bashir? Henry Blackburn?
Yeah. There's a whole module on it at the academy.
Yeah, well, I was part of that operation. JSOC. The plausible deniability kind. Border of Iran and Syria. Clear.
The JSOC mission. What went down?
There was an SAS and Delta joint op, gathering intel on Iranian chemical weapons. Except there was a comm snafu. We got cornered by an IRG battalion and shit went down like you wouldn't believe.
Losses?
Too many. US blamed the UK and vice versa. It was a whole diplomatic clusterfuck.
And Kincaid?
Troop commander of the SAS unit. Dependable. The kind of guy you'd want by your side. He'd seen it all. Iraq, Afghanistan, Bosnia, Northern Ireland.
But?
Listen. Kincaid went back for his troops and he didn't return. I made the call.
So just as a little bit of backstory, I may, if you guys want to see it, and if you do, hit the like button, do an entire video on this, but this is how Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 6 are connected. In Battlefield 3, there's an Iraq-Iran war going on between a group called the PLR and essentially the rest of the world. And in this, you go in with both the Americans and the SAS to kind of put an end to this terror cell. Turns out, along with Henry Blackburn, who is the main character of Battlefield 3, Haz Carter was there, and one of the SAS leaders was no other than Kincaid. And when some things went down, Kincaid ended up getting left behind. And ever since, he blamed the United States, he blamed his own army, and ends up joining the Pax Armada and seeking revenge. So that's a very brief version of that, and it will kind of come up again later. But anyway, going back to Cairo. So we work our way up to this palace that we have to break into, but Pax Armada is seemingly already there protecting the area. And when we work our way up to Salim, he has already been shot. Now, we don't know why, and he kind of gives us more questions than answers. First off, he seems pretty sketched out by our leader and the CIA member who is leading us by the name of Mills. The other thing is he gives us some sort of weird gesture to give us the intel.
Talk to me, Lopez.
Dude's a mess. I think the gunshot must have hit her artery.
Is he gonna make it?
Guys, we got 4 dead bodies already. We're gonna have 4 more if we don't pick up the pace.
There's nothing I can do for him.
We need that intel. Salim. Mills sent us with friendlies.
Mills. She promised me.
I'm sorry, we need that intel. I trusted her. The intel, Salim.
Okay, buddy, you are not okay.
What's a holdup, boys?
Salim.
So Salim, in his dying breaths, shows us a thumbs up, and no, he was not okay, but rather he was showing us that the intel is in his thumb in an RFID chip. So that means, well, we need to take his thumb. So we end up taking his thumb and then extracting. Now, this is much easier said than done and takes a pretty long time, but eventually we end up extracting and some questions are brought up. Why was Mills working with this guy who is seemingly a double agent, both giving information to Pax and now giving information to the CIA? And why was he so skeeved out by Mills? Well, our answer in Haz Carter, what he says is we need to get this thumb back to Mills so we can get the information and intel out of this RFID. And here is what was on that thumb. There was information for both sides. First of all, Salim was providing information to Pax Armada as to how they could pull off a domestic attack in the United States, as well as giving them the thumb tells them that the next attack was going to be in Brooklyn, New York. So eventually we end up hunting down that Pax cell, and Kincaid ends up getting in contact with Haz, and we kind of figure out what's going on with the plan.
The strike. It's the warship. The Artemis. Kincaid planted a mole on board.
So Kincaid put a mole aboard a massive warship that was supposed to be defending New York, and now they're going to use said warship to attack and level New York. But how is all of this being transmitted? We might be able to stop. This is when Kincaid gets in contact.
Your men are dead, Alex.
That's Carter. Fucking hell. Look at you. Talking like we're old pals. Like nothing ever happened.
Oh, fuck that. If I'd known you were alive, you know things would have been different.
Well, the whole world's gonna look different now. Just takes a little shake of perspective. Once you see the US away from the outside, you see it's not at the heart of anything. It just eats everything.
Oh, yeah? So you're gonna replace it with what? Huh? Pax doesn't stand for shit except money and power.
Jesus has. You never change. You can stand in the Empire State and talk like that with a straight face. But there's better freedoms to die for. People don't fight when they've been taught not to think. You got a team down there, right? Look them in the eye when they go, Has. It'll be more than you did for me.
Kincaid?
So things end up happening pretty quick in New York. We end up finding out that Kincaid was able to transfer a bunch of materials into New York using the subway tunnels and creating his own tunnels. The question we have though is how this was never spotted on satellites. How is he getting through without anyone actually noticing? We'll come back to that one later. Now, we end up tracking down the transmitter that he is using to plan the attack from the boats via the subway tunnels, and the only way we are able to stop it is by blowing up the bridge. And just in the nick of time, Has Carter is able to stop the signal from being transmitted, and while a couple of these missiles end up landing in New York, he stops it from being a whole lot worse. Now, in doing so, we end up seeing a few of the missiles fly from on board the vessel and hitting New York. But only really 2 to 3 of them end up hitting, which could have been quite literally hundreds. However, in stopping this, the other thing that gets hit is the bridge, which leads to Has falling into the water and getting pretty badly wounded. But don't worry, he's okay. Now, this is when Has starts to put the whole thing together. It turns out the target the whole time wasn't to completely level New York. That was actually a distraction to get Kincaid and Pax Armada close to the president, President Fernandez, and kill and assassinate him. So now Dagger's new job is getting to the president, and that's exactly what they do.
Gecko. Stairs.
10 years of service. And all it took was a stray bullet.
Bester called first, sir. If we can trace these Sokan packs, no contacts, no signals, we're alone.
Dagger, this is John Rossetti, head of my protective detail. I suppose you know who I am.
Mr. President, do you need a medic?
So in this, we put together a plan. The plan is to extract the president. We need to get the president to safety, and the way that we're going to do so is use the beast, in other words, the presidential limousine, to get him to the water and then extract him on a boat. That's much easier said than done, but that's pretty much exactly what they do. They escort him there, and upon getting to the water, they are surrounded by Pax Armada, and specifically by Kincaid. So Murphy and Has end up separating from the rest of the crew in order to stop Kincaid.
Hey, pal! Go for Carter.
Fuck you.
Call him! Beg for someone to save you.
Fuck you.
Fuck me. Too late, pal. I've been screwed over by this world long enough, done things no man should have been asked to do. And just when I was going to put it right, you had to play the hero. And you won. Here's your prize.
You always did talk too much, Alex. Hands off. Now! You move again, I'm gonna paint your brains all over those pretty horses there. Murphy, you alright?
Didn't check your corners. life, huh? The brass showering you with honor and valor, while deep down, you know this is what you really deserve. Those fuckers laughed when they threw acid over me. You know what it's like to smell your own face being eaten away. The man you left behind goes on. That's justice.
Burn Brooklyn. For justice.
For a future. Because there's only one way to matter in this world, and that's not to serve. It's to make yourself too big to ignore. Or be forgotten.
I say again, additional gunshots heard. Spread out.
Commander Kincaid, we've got exfil standing by. On your command.
Muster up while you can, pal. Trust me, you have no idea what they'll do to you.
Keep pressure on. That's enough. Don't let this tear you down. You have to rise up. You have to be the leader. Down your knee. Don't. Fast. Hold on. We can't. I can't do this without you.
So the president is brought to safety, but on the other hand, Haz definitely was not. For some reason, Kincaid leaves you alive, and maybe that is because he just simply wanted revenge. But from here, this is when President Fernandez swears vengeance on Pax Armada and says that he will root them out of wherever they are.
It is over.
So Dagger is sent in to Tajikistan. Now, why? To track down a Pax Armada base that specifically is housing missiles holding NXC, which is a brand new compound that we don't know much about. We don't know whether it's a chemical compound or what exactly it does. We'll touch on that one later on. The other thing that we need to touch on is who joins us on this mission. Now, throughout this entire game, we were in contact with someone via comms by the name of Hemlock. He is the only CIA asset on our team. The rest are Marines aside from Mills. So he is then put on our team, and Murphy is promoted to squad leader, and we then go in. But before we end up attacking their base, we first have to take out the SAM sites around the area, some of which just so happen to be in a dam. And well, let's just say this is what we do to the dam.
Get the fuck out of here!
So now, with the dam and the SAM turrets gone, our crew along with Hemlock is able to go in and assault the Pax Armada base. However, when we get there, we realize that they are already trying to arm and launch these missiles armed with this NXC gas. So we end up going in and having to stop the missiles from going off, but we're too late. The mixture has already been made and these things are going to go off. So the only thing that we can do is launch them in the location that we are in.
Get to cover!
Now, we are able to escape to the nearby bunker, but not everyone is so lucky.
Eyes up.
Mills, you're coming in broken but readable. Over.
So the hypersonic missiles armed with NXC are exploded. They are here, they are in the area, and guess what? One other person is as well. That is Kincaid, and he is in the bunker that we are in as well. So we go ahead and track him down. And when we eventually do, this is when everything is flipped on its head.
Oh, Carter would be proud. Funny, guess some men just have to play the hero, and some men just can't shut up. Already been bummed, pal. Got scars but feel nothing thanks to Carter. Although he got his though, didn't he?
Watch this piece of shit. Mills, confirm Jackpot on Stonegate. Target is wounded but stable.
Tell Melissa the Gitter says hello.
You were told to shut up!
So he calls her by her first name, and then things get weird because Mills tells us to kill him, not bring him in for interrogation.
Ask her why she wants me dead so bad. You're here to clean up her loose ends.
Trying to get in your head. Same as Carter.
I'm her recruit. All this time Pax had the backing of the CIA, you dumb fuck.
So we then find out that the CIA had planned Pax Armada the whole time. They are the ones that invented Pax Armada. In fact, Mills was the one that made Kincaid a commander in Pax Armada. Just things seemingly got out of hand. So then, in turn, you are sent in to clean up her mess, take out Kincaid, as when he became an extremist, got his hands on this NXC gas, things started to get out of hand. So therefore, Mills had to put together Dagger 13 as a group to take out Kincaid and put a stop to the monster that they created to begin with. So we go to bring in Kincaid, but remember, there's someone on our team from the CIA.
Dancing on your team.
Hemlock.
Come on, you're all too smart to be dancing your heart shit.
What's wrong with you?
Stonegate's down. He was reaching.
That knife. Mills! Mills, do you copy?
Bombs are
They're gonna level this place.
Kincaid said it. We're collateral.
just gonna fucking burn us all.
So Hemlock, the one CIA member on our team, finishes off Kincaid. However, right after this, Mills launches an attack on the exact area that we are in, leveling the area and essentially cleaning up loose ends. However, Hemlock has other ideas. Yes, he followed orders, but as we found out about him, he likes to do what is right. So we narrowly escape in time, and as we do, in the background of that helicopter, pay close attention to what's going on in this area. We will come back to this, it's important, but this is not where the campaign ends. Yes, Kincaid is dead, but now we have one last loose end to clean up, and that is Mills. On September 23rd, 2028 in Virginia, Dagger 13 shows up at Mills' house 1 year after the attack on Georgia.
Reminiscent of the onset of the global conflict just over a year ago when the private military organization known as Pax Armada launched an unprovoked attack on the Mokrovani NATO base in Georgia. Just days later, while NATO was preparing its response, Secretary General Hawthorne was assassinated in Brussels with Pax Armada claiming credit. That created fractures in the West's oldest and strongest alliance. Several former NATO members have joined the coalition of states backing the PMO, which has ignited age-old conflicts in hotspots around Europe and now the world. The question now is, has the violence crescendoed, or is the next fire about to erupt?
Got the scars to prove it.
And the guilt?
Never goes away.
I've been trying to restore contact with you for days. Can't even raise hemlock through contingency.
By trying to raise the dead?
So Mills tries to act as the attack on the base after we killed Kincaid was not her whatsoever. But Dagger starts doing some digging around, specifically looking for files on something called Project Velis, which just so happens to be a technology that was created by the CIA that blacks out satellite imagery that would have blocked the movements of Pax Armada, making it so that they could, for example, get into New York.
Don't be dramatic. I'm just tying up loose ends, cleaning up messes. What I want to know is, how'd he get his hands on a tech that blacks out satellite imagery?
Project Velis. Project Velis. Project Velis. Nope, it's not in here.
It wouldn't be. It's not on paper.
It was on a server. In Georgia. It was a cybersecurity installation.
No, it was the whole server.
That's what my guys died for.
So we find out at the very beginning, the first thing that happened in this game where Georgia was attacked by Pax Armada, it was so Pax could get their hands on this technology called Project Velis, which would block their movements from the rest of the world. Now, after a couple hours of being interrogated by Dagger, as expected, Pax Armada actually shows up at Mills' house to take her out as well. But let's just say Dagger has some other plans for the Pax soldiers.
2. 1. Exit.
Noses on the move!
Let her run! She'll take us to it. Sit rep.
Hostiles down.
So we didn't know whether or not Hemlock was in on this whole Pax Armada thing, but after him being nearly being taken out in Tajikistan alongside us, he wants revenge. And, well, let's just say Mills tries to escape, but it doesn't go very well for her. And this is when it is all pieced together.
Yes, I have plans within folks. Nearly a dozen. I'm their only lifeline, and Kincaid knew it. He sent a team to get the list and take them out.
Maybe. Or maybe the team was coming to extract you. You had a go bag packed and ready.
I always have a bag packed.
You tried to kill us.
No, that's
Are you gonna
not...
deny you sent B-21s to bomb us out of existence?
That was the hardest call I've ever had to make in my career.
You built Pax. You diverted the funds and trained the operatives to construct your own private army.
Not private. It was sanctioned. You think I built Pax alone? It's been building for a generation. Thanks to entrenched political powers, the military-industrial complex, and the CIA. All their interests came together. I'm a part of it, but still just a part. Our country thrives with a common enemy.
So the CIA, with Mills, created a common enemy, that being Pax Armada. And on top of this, you throw in a threat of nukes, or you throw in a threat of something like a gas or weapon like NXC, and everyone immediately hops on the same side, until something goes wrong.
Until one of your carefully cultivated assets takes over.
You want us to believe that the CIA created Pax?
Ask Hemlock. He knows.
Kiss my ass. I think you tried to kill us because Kincaid was telling the truth. I think you're just tying up loose ends.
She's too dangerous to the country. Patriotic thing to do? Stack her like firewood, leave her for the cleanup crew.
I don't do executions.
We don't do executions.
Wait. Okay, my ops are still my ops. I'm the only one they'll talk to.
You sure they even still work for you?
Every person believed they were smarter than I am is no longer alive. And I've never had to pull the trigger. You must have arranged exfil through Hemlock's contingencies. They're probably in your ear right now telling you to take me in, but I'm telling you, if you take me in, they take me out.
That's all right.
What's the plan here, boss?
She helped create Pax. It was her man, Kincaid, who stole Project Velas. He was there because of her. He supplied Pax with NXC, and he tried to kill the president.
And he killed Haas.
Not only did she try to erase us, but she's best pals with the worst enemy that we've had in decades. Every breath that she draws is another opportunity to whisper into their ears.
Maybe, if it's just her, but we don't know how high it goes.
You trying to start a war with the CIA?
No, I'm trying to end one.
Then how is she useful to us?
That is not the fucking question!
Copy.
You just got the order, didn't you?
Boss.
It's official. I know what I gotta do. Everybody, move.
Stopped raining.
Storm's past.
No. It's just a break. Worst is still to come.
Murphy, just...
There's nothing left to say.
So seemingly, Murphy pulls the trigger. Now, there are three things that I need to point out to you. First of all, I don't believe that Murphy killed Mills. And there is one reason for this. There is one thing that isn't explained out of anything, and that is Hemlock. Hemlock, as stated by Mills, knew about Pax Armada, except when asked by Murphy, he specifically said he had no idea.
When she sent you to join our op, she didn't tell you any of this?
Of course not. I was there for the task force to Tajikistan.
And you didn't know who Pax really was?
No. I just knew they were the enemy. And I know what to do to the enemy.
That clearly was a lie, and let alone the only other person that knows about the CIA assets inside of Pax Armada is Mills. So it wouldn't make any sense for Murphy to take her out, because he needs to know who they are so he can actually stop them. You see, this war against Pax Armada continues, and in fact, I truly believe that this story will continue on not just through the multiplayer, but also, similar to Warzone, through the Battle Royale. And the reason why I say that is, remember when we were escaping on that helicopter at the very end? The area of Tajikistan was clearly burning, and the thing that just went off in the area was NXC. It appears as though this NXC weapon may be the thing that causes Project Firestorm. In other words, the thing that causes the zone in the Battle Royale mode. So I truly believe that Mills is not dead. Murphy wouldn't pull the trigger. He doesn't assassinate people. That's more so Hemlock's job. And with the questions up in the air about him, I think there's a lot of things left to be answered. And the answer is most likely gonna come from the Battle Royale. So I guess that is the ending explained, except there's one more thing. I truly believe that this one is to be continued.